Hello and welcome to On The Bench LFC. How are you all doing today? Firstly, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Hopefully you've had a brilliant day so far today. Obviously being a dad myself, my son has been really nice today. He's not quite 2 years old yet today, so he hasn't been able to make me a cup of tea or anything, which I'm sure most of your kids have probably done that for most of you, but I'm looking forward to that in the future though. But yeah, hopefully you've all had a brilliant day anyway. Firstly, I want to say the channel over the last couple of days I've had something really personal that I've had to take care of, alright? So I haven't been able to do anything. I haven't been active in general, but it is a very personal matter to me involving a family member, alright? So I apologise, but family comes first, alright people? Right, thank you for joining me as always if you're in the live chat, and to those of you that are watching a replay back, thank you for doing so. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're making of today's topics. Right, so what have we got to talk about? Firstly, Rhian Brewster. Rhian Brewster, it looks like he signed or he's signing his first professional contract for Liverpool Football Club. Get in. This is what I wanted. Now, some of you guys won't like this. Some of you will like it because of Rhian Brewster signing, but some of you won't like what I think this means, because a lot of you want a striker to be signed in this window. Now for me, Rhian Brewster signing his contract means that Liverpool won't be signing a striker. Why? Because Klopp sees a future for this youngster, and I believe the reason Klopp wanted him to sign his professional contract is because Klopp was going to bring him into the first team fold more next season. I believe that once he's back from his injury and he's fully fit, Klopp has said to him, you know, the pathway is there for you to do your best. Okay, so I think this is good. For me personally, I do. Yes, I know a lot of you want to see a big striker in. Yes, there would have been no harm in that, but we've got to look at the youngsters as well that we've got. Rhian Brewster is a quality player. Liverpool was not happy with how clubs was approaching him. We've got him. So this is good. I believe what they're saying is that the contract will run up until 2023. It looks good. It looks good. It's good to see that Liverpool are taking care of the youngsters as well. We need to be doing that and not just going out there assigning big players. You also need to look at the youth setup. What else have we got? So a lot of you guys were sending me this stuff about Shaqiri as well. The Shaqiri interest has cooled down. Now, I want to say this come from Sky Sports, I believe, and they're saying that it's cooled down. Now, something that first stood out to me was that the Liverpool Echo were really quick. And do you remember me talking about it? Possibly in my last live stream. They were so quick to rubbish the reports that we'd apparently, I think it was the release clause, wasn't it? I think the Stoke radio station said Liverpool had already hit the release clause of him or something, and they released that it was 12 point something million or 13 million, and then the Liverpool Echo comes straight out saying it's rubbish. That's not the case. And I was like, why are they so quick to rubbish this when they haven't done that with others? So firstly, my thoughts with it is either Liverpool Football Club have called their interest in Shaqiri and it is all fake, Liverpool aren't now going to go in for Shaqiri, or it's just the Liverpool Echo and the trusted journalists and that know that Liverpool aren't going to be doing anything like that at the moment. They are waiting until after the World Cup. So let me know what you guys make of that. Let me know in the live chat. Happy Father's Day, Daz. Thank you very much, Tom, and to everyone else as well. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Welcome to the live stream, Tom, and to everyone that's got in. Yes, Shaqiri stuff. It's one of those, again, you're seeing a lot of different rumours out there, all right? I said it over the Fekir stuff. I said it over everything else. If there's something that we all need to learn from this transfer window, no one has a clue what actually is going on, but it didn't make sense to me, the fact that Echo come out so quick to rubbish that Liverpool had triggered his release clause. That was the word that I was looking for, triggered. They were very quick to deny that. So they know something more than what we do. They're not letting on. Okay, so it's either that Liverpool are definitely going to wait until after the World Cup, or is it that Liverpool now have progressed in other areas? Now, people are saying, is that Fekir? Probably not, because for me, Shaqiri was different. He was never seen as a replacement to Fekir. I think we are all on the same wavelength with that now. So I don't believe that yes, Fekir is definitely going to happen now. So Liverpool wouldn't be going after Shaqiri. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it could well be that there are or is another player out there that Liverpool may have turned their attentions to? We'll have to wait and see. That's the beauty of this transfer window, because it's a World Cup as well. It's all up in the air, isn't it? It's silly season. That's what it is. Now, talking of other players. Now, there is someone here, Lucas Paqueta, or however you say his name, that 20-year-old Brazilian. A lot of you guys keep bringing him up to me and saying, apparently we're after him. Apparently, if we don't get Fekir, he's the man that we're getting. So I saw that you guys were going off these rumours about him. Now, funnily enough, Dave Maddock has said that's nonsense. So whether you want to believe Dave Maddock or not, Dave Maddock's been doing a lot of talk about Liverpool. He was coming out a lot over the Fekir stuff. He said that he's not an alternative to Fekir for Liverpool, even though a lot of Brazilian sources are trying to suggest that. I've seen the rumours. I did look into the rumours for you guys that were sending it to me. Dave Maddock says that's nonsense. So do you believe Dave Maddock on that one? Let me know as well. For me, it looked slim anyway, to be honest. If I was looking at the rumours that you guys were sending me, I didn't see no real evidence in it. So yeah, those of you asking my opinion on it, nothing in the shape of evidence to suggest that Liverpool were targeting him, but he's another name. Other names that are popping up as well, the Ziyech rumours gathering momentum, probably because of fans as well. I would say that Ziyech is a target, or was on a list of targets that everyone that kind of talks about Liverpool on social media, myself included, other podcast channels, everyone has kind of said that Ziyech is probably on the list, and it's someone that we should look out for in the World Cup. Now, you guys that watched his game said that he wasn't overall impressive, but the hint that I got from you lot, because I didn't watch him, was that his team wasn't that great. So not to really go off that, but I think because we're all talking about him, I think that's why the rumours are getting more and more, because what you've got to remember is if newspapers cotton on to the fact that Liverpool supporters are all talking about a certain player, that's a guaranteed click for them, isn't it, if they try and link us to him again. And also you will see, because it's quiet with Liverpool Football Club at the moment, old rumours will circulate. A lot of stuff that you guys are sending me throughout the day saying, can you look into this one for me? I've noticed a bit of a pattern recently, especially over the last few days at least. It seems to be that they've reworded stuff, but when you actually click into it and look, guys, the date that it was first issued or whatever, or the source that they're using, when you actually dig a bit deeper, goes back to a few weeks ago, and it's all rubbish. It's all rubbish. It was rubbish ages ago. So just keep an eye on that one when you're reading and what you believe. Okay, just try and dig a bit deeper. But if you haven't got the time, keep sending it to me. I will keep rubbishing it. If you want me to do that, I'm happy to do that. Okay, that's kind of how this channel works now, isn't it? Michael Dunn, welcome to the stream. Ferno, welcome. Good to have you guys on board as well. The Lazio goalkeeper, Strakosha, or however we say his name. The latest with him is apparently it would cost Liverpool 35 million to sign him. It does seem like he could be a goalkeeper target for Liverpool, but in the region of 35 million is the fee that apparently they want. Now, we do know as well that there was a rumour suggesting that they wanted Grujic. So maybe Liverpool could be looking at this and going, oh, how much would they be willing to pay for Grujic? Something I brought up before. Let me know what you guys make of that. Would you be willing to let Grujic go the other way to Lazio if it meant that we could get the keeper for a bit cheaper? How much would you guys rate their keeper as well? Do you think 35 million is too much for that keeper? I haven't watched him. So for those of you that watch him, is he worth 35 million? Is he not? If you're not watching it live and you're watching it in a replay, leave a comment down below. Let me know your views. It's always good to hear you guys that watch players more than what I do. I've decided I want Lozano, says Matthew. Wicked. I like this. People keep bringing up new names as well. Speaking of someone else, Jack Wilshere to leave on a free. Apparently, he's not in their manager's plans. So people have said to me about Jack Wilshere, what are you guys making of Jack Wilshere? I don't think Liverpool are linked with him at the moment, but obviously it's a name that's been floated about before amongst you fans talking to me. I haven't really got a view on it, to be honest. I would still sign Fekir. And I still want Fekir. I still want that to happen. So yeah, let me know what you lot make of this Jack Wilshere stuff. It's just what people have sent me saying, I want Jack Wilshere if he's going on a free. Liverpool need him. He's Arsenal's best midfielder. That's what I've been sent over the last 24 hours. So let me know what you guys make of him, okay? Burden says Real Madrid have to pay 75 million if they want Alisson. See, this is the latest on Alisson as well. Real Madrid have to cough up the money if they want to sign him. So we now know that Real Madrid are not getting easy treatment as well. If you're going off the latest reports, rumours with that stuff, I think it's too much money for a goalkeeper. I really do. Alisson is a top goalkeeper, but he's not proven, is he? Look, Louis says Jack Wilshere is so overrated. Corey says, I really wanted Fekir, then I'll be a happy bunny. I will be a happy bunny right next to you, Corey, if we sign Fekir. Okay, we'd be two happy bunnies sitting there hopping along, wouldn't we? Daniel Sturridge apparently wants to fight for his place next year. A few of you started messaging me. It was probably within the last hour. My phone started going off saying, what do you make of Daniel Sturridge wanting to stay and fight for his place? When I looked into the source that was first saying this, it's a horrible name, and I'm not even going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you probably know who it is just from me saying that. They're a scum. They are the scum. Okay, we're not even going to bring their name up. But Daniel Sturridge is a quality football player, don't get me wrong, but we've already discussed Sturridge before. His injuries don't allow him to play the way Klopp wants him to play. With Brewster signing his contract, Klopp is kind of said that if he can prove himself once he's back fit, the doorway is there for him to get more first team football. I don't see the likes of Daniel Sturridge remaining a Liverpool player. I really don't. Now, what the rumours are, the reports that people were sending me, was that I think not a lot of clubs are looking at Daniel Sturridge or are willing to sign him because of maybe the wages. Daniel Sturridge will have to lower the amount of wages that he's on if he wants first team football then, won't he? Because I don't see a future for Daniel Sturridge, and that's not me being nasty at all, because I like Sturridge. I'm just saying, I don't. If Liverpool loaned him out already, I don't see a future for him at Liverpool. I don't see Klopp going back on that, signing Brewster, Liverpool not going back into a transfer window for a striker. We don't know what's going to happen with Origi. We don't know what's going to happen with Ings, Solanke. There's a lot of strikers now there. There's a lot there. Daniel Sturridge is probably the one that I would say deserves to go and get some first team football somewhere. I just don't see it at Liverpool. I really don't. Mark says, do you think we will sell Lallana? I personally don't, Mark. I don't think Klopp will sell him, is where my head is at with it. Not if I'm going off what Klopp said after the last game of the last season. He highly rates him, and he said he couldn't believe that we played a whole season basically without Lallana. So I don't see that being in Klopp's head, but who knows? Who knows? Put the scum in the bin. Basically says that Anfield Lark. Exactly. Right, what else have we got? Right, Mohamed Salah. There's a picture of his teammates helping him put on his shirt, guys. Now, something that I wanted to ask you lot as well is he as fit as what we're being led to believe? Now, we didn't play in that first game, and we all was happy about that, saying, this is good, okay? It's good that his manager didn't rush him in. We don't want to see him rushed in. And I think that will benefit their national team as well, because you don't want to rush that player back. But one thing I want to stress, seeing this, is he as fit as what they're saying? Will Mohamed Salah stay true to himself and not play if he's not fully ready? Are they just taking precautions over it? We don't know at the moment, but I don't know too much of a background to this picture or anything, but I saw that picture and I was like, yeah, he looks like he's still in pain. Should a player be playing if you're still in pain? Now, he didn't play the first game, but if he is still in pain, then he still shouldn't be playing yet, should he? So let me know what you guys make of that. I think he's being rushed in, says Burden. This is the trouble. And he didn't play the first game, so it's hard to say because we don't know, and I don't want to say that they're going to rush him in, because they didn't yet, but I don't like the fact that they would, because I don't think that will benefit them either. And I don't like the fact that our players could end up being rushed in, because it could end up hurting him. We saw he went from his form at Roma to his form at Liverpool, massive difference. And this injury, could affect him. It could affect his overall play. So I just don't want to see him rush, guys. I really don't. We've said it before, and we said they've been good so far, but just don't want it to carry on. I don't want to see him play football if he's not ready. And I hope that he's true to himself. He seems like a sort of player that would be, but with the pressure of the World Cup, and you saw that they lost that game towards the end, I don't want to see the occasion get to this player, get to Mohamed Salah. Right, I think that was all that I writ on my notepad, actually. So I could get straight to the comments here and speak to you guys now and see what you lot are making of today's topics. And if there's anything else you want to bring up, like I say, this weekend I've had something really personal that I've had to take care of. So I haven't been on top of everything. So if there's anything you want to bring up, then please do. Peter says, sometimes when I put my shirt on, I grimace getting my arm stuck. It's the same, like... Some of us do carry some things, and it's difficult. But seeing that picture, I was a bit like, I don't want him to end up struggling further than what he has to. But maybe they was just taking a precaution with it. Maybe they don't want it to end up injured more. It could just be as silly as that, couldn't it? Does do you expect any incomings before the end of the World Cup? Martin, I could see a signing just out of the blue, because I've said it before. I said everyone keeps saying after the World Cup there will be signings, and they're expecting it all after the World Cup, which very true. I still expect Liverpool to sign people, but you've got to think there are still players that aren't at the World Cup. That could happen. All the players that are at the World Cup, they want to be fully focused on their national team, but once teams as well drop out of the World Cup, anything can happen. So yeah, I do expect a signing or two before the end of the World Cup, to be honest. But let me know what you think as well, Martin. Do you expect to see someone come in? Junior says Brewster and Origi as backup strikers, Lozano and Wilson as backup wingers. Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? It does sound good, to be honest. Imagine seeing what's on Klopp's iPad, not internet history. Yes, I would still be intrigued as to what's on his internet history as well. Maybe he's watched On the Bench LFC a couple of times just to see what I'm saying about Liverpool and what you guys are putting in the live chat. Maybe we know that he's watched Redmen TV. We've seen that, so I think he probably hasn't, has he? Zayek was poor for Morocco, says a junior. Yeah, a lot of people have said it, but I think what I took from it, a lot of people said that they was poor. A lot of people said the whole team wasn't very good. So Corey says, if we can't get Fekir, I'd gladly take Asensio if we can afford him. I think that's the talking point there. Would Liverpool be able to afford Asensio? Very good player. Would love to have him at Liverpool Football Club, but would we be able to afford him? Asensio would be 100 plus, says Junior. Exactly. Michael saying cool to the Junior. Well, we got Ox from Arsenal randomly. Why can't we get Wilshere randomly? It's very true, Corey. It's very true. Like I say, my phone has gone off with people saying to me that they would like Jack Wilshere, and that I hadn't seen it, but people was pointing this out to me saying he's not planned. He's not in the plans of the new manager, so we should go after Jack Wilshere. And I was like, I don't know. He's that sort of player for me that I still want Fekir. I still got it in my head that Liverpool will get Fekir, but yeah, I just can't bring myself. When people are talking about who do we want as a replacement for Fekir, one, I find it hard to say a replacement for Fekir because he was never a Liverpool player. So it's a weird way of putting it, isn't it? And two, when people ask me who Liverpool will target instead of Fekir, maybe, I'm like, oh no, I've got it in my head that Fekir will still happen, but it's very difficult. Jamal says, Daz, if we don't buy a top quality keeper, do you think we're going to finish top four, much less win anything next season? I still think we're finished top four because let's face it, we have been, haven't we? Last 2 years we finished top four. It's very difficult because if we don't add another keeper to us, we don't know how Karius will fare after the final. He would have took a big blow, so whether Klopp sticks with him or not, mentally he wasn't ready anyway for me, and then that's a blow to him. So yeah, but if you want to win stuff, you need to sign a top keeper. We need to be confident about the keeper, and I feel if the fans are not confident about the keeper, then what do the players feel as well? they see him in training all the time. They probably know that he's got ability, but you've got to think if we have doubts, then maybe the players will have doubts as well, and the keeper will know that. He will know, not just him, but Karius is the number one goalkeeper. If Mignolet was to stay or whatever, Ward, all three of them goalkeepers, I said it before, they've all got question marks over their head. So it's very difficult in the sense of where are all three of them goalkeepers' futures at? There's big question marks there. When Mignolet was number one goalkeeper and Karius was there, we was like, will someone just become number one goalkeeper so that we can just move on from this, please? And now, we've got to a transfer window and it's like, will we just sign a goalkeeper so that we can just move on from this, please? How long can we go on doing this? You can't just get a keeper in and just say, right, you're number one goalkeeper, so we can forget about it. That's what we've got to do. That's when you can win things, but I still feel that we can achieve top four because we've done it with the keepers that we've got. But if you want to take the next step, then you've got to improve on what you've got. So that's my thoughts on it anyway, guys. Read my comment. 35 mil is a fair price for the Lyon keeper. He's very good. Is that for the Lazio keeper? Amadeo, my friend. Was you? Because I asked, didn't I, about the Lazio goalkeeper, the 35 million. The Anfield Light says, I agree with you about Brewster. He must have been given some assurances about getting some game time. Yes. I said it a while ago, mate. I said that I felt that Klopp, the reason Klopp was so adamant about Brewster signing his contract, and the reason why Liverpool probably got their tails in such a twist over the way, the German team was trying to approach him, was because Klopp was so set on trying to get Brewster into the first team next year. I'd seen it somewhere, I read it somewhere that Klopp wasn't going to sign a striker. There was a lot of links with that Werner, Timo Werner, and everyone was like, yeah, we're going to sign him. And then I read this report that Klopp wanted Brewster to come into the first team more, and he was going to give him that thing, and then he never signed that contract, and we saw how they were trying to approach him, and then Liverpool cancelled the friendly, and I was like, oh, Liverpool mean business over this, and I felt that it was all coming together, and now they've finally done this. I don't see Klopp going out and signing another striker, and I don't see, someone like Daniel Sturridge coming back in and Klopp going back on his word over whatever's been promised there. So yeah, it's, like you say, the assurances that must have been given to Brewster in that situation, there's definitely a path there. Klopp, you know what Klopp's like. Klopp does like to give the youngsters the pathway if he sees something in them, and I think Brewster's one of them players that he does. Everyone talking about Wilson. Wilson's the same, that he's been given apparently the pre-season to prove that he should be given a pathway at the club. So I can't wait to see that Wilson gets given that chance. I hope he does. I hope it's true what we've read about that. Peter, goalkeepers have been a problem since Pepe. You're right, Daz. It's got to be sorted. Yes. Yeah, look back when we had Pepe. Everyone was like, that's your goalkeeper. You knew he was your goalkeeper. Not a problem. You just knew that. If anything, you was worried about other areas on the pitch, and you was like, oh, in the transfer windows, we need to sign this. But you wasn't worried about the goalkeeper. But since that, it's always been a problem. It's always been an issue. Everyone talking about, David De Gea making that mistake in the World Cup, but everyone's making jokes about it and saying, he's still a top-class goalkeeper. And the reason I said that it's irrelevant, people say, see, even the best goalkeepers make that mistake, but that's irrelevant. That argument is irrelevant, because if you're a world-class goalkeeper, yes, everyone makes mistakes, but if you are that world-class goalkeeper and you make a mistake, people can say, yeah, but it was a mistake, it was an off day. But if you haven't proved yourself yet to be that, then there will always be the question marks. And we haven't had a goalkeeper at the club yet prove themselves. And that's not anything personal to any of them. Mignolet never proved himself. Karius never proved himself. And Ward hasn't been given a chance to prove himself. Do you see what I'm saying? But one of the arguments over Ward that people say is, if Ward was that good, then surely Ward would have been able to get in above Mignolet and Karius, because I believe something that they said was that obviously with the goalkeepers there was a bit of a competition. I think Klopp had said in an interview, and I believe Mignolet won it. I actually believe Mignolet won it, and that's why he was the first team keeper. I can't remember when that was, but it was a little while ago now anyway. But that tells you that obviously whatever they did, Mignolet was obviously the best over however many days they did that, or whatever day they did that. So yeah, but none of them have proved themselves to us yet, have they? So you go out there and you get someone that you can say they are, without a shadow of a doubt, good enough to be your goalkeeper. Forget about it, Mario. Let's move on, isn't it? Hey Daz, hey everyone. Hello Andre, mate, welcome to the stream, my friend. Liverpool is the best. Mulbarak, yes, love it. Liverpool are the best. You're in the right place as well for that. I see Goatsy wants to join Liverpool. Daz, any truth in this rumour? I believe, Michael, it's everyone's going off his interview that he had. He spoke about working under Klopp, and he said he will never close the door on that because he loved working under Klopp. He spoke about his management style. He spoke about under Pep. It was different. Yeah, I think it's all still going off. I never saw anything that shouted Liverpool were targeting him. There was nothing evidence to say that he would, he wants to move to Liverpool now. He just said that he would never confirm that he would never work under Klopp again and stuff, basically. I can't remember the exact terminology, but everyone's going off that, mate, basically. The junior says, Daz, watching from Tenerife, lovely. Sitting back, getting a raise. That sounds good to me, Junior. Absolutely brilliant, mate. I bet you're lapping it up. Matt says, Goatsy won't pass Liverpool medical. Yeah, well, there's that. We know that the Liverpool medical team seem quite strict, to put it blunt. They're strict, or they're doing their job. I see Brewster being worth 100 million plus in the future, says Burden. He's a lad with a very bright future. He's very talented. I see him being worth quite a bit of money. A lot of people talk about, you've got your Mbappes and stuff that are worth a lot of money. If there is a pathway, if Brewster gets chances at Liverpool and he shows his quality for the first team, you would see his price bounce up, wouldn't you? So Liverpool were very adamant over Brewster being tapped up by other clubs. Now this is a youngster that hadn't even signed a professional contract yet, and Liverpool really got their tails fluffed up over this, didn't they? So it shows how much Klopp and Liverpool rate him, and I rate him just from looking as a fan. So yeah, I believe that we've got ourselves a good player here that will hopefully come good for Liverpool. This is a good step that he signed a professional contract from Liverpool. Sam King says, Daz, would you like to see us sign Thiago? Quality player, absolute quality player. Have any of you guys seen any rumours out? I haven't seen any rumours over it, but yeah, I would take him. But as I say, I haven't seen anything along them lines, but definitely a talented player out there. Nath says, I would take Pope if we had to. I'd get Newcastle centre-back and Fekir. Lascelles, is it Lascelles that you're on about there, Nath? I like Lascelles. I think he's a good centre-back. We saw the rumours with Lascelles, and then he come out and spoke about his future at Newcastle, and he loves the fans. The fans love him, captain. Basically, kind of sounded like he was staying at Newcastle for the near future. So I was kind of like, well, we need to forget about Lascelles at the moment, especially in this window. But very, very good centre-back in my honest opinion. But yeah, if we sign Lascelles and Fekir and Pope, then it's three decent players. They're three decent players. Fekir's definitely a quality player. And I think Lascelles and Pope are decent players. I think a lot of people would have liked to have seen a couple more years of Pope performing to be able to say you've got yourself a quality keeper there. A lot of people want the big keepers that have done it for years, so people can go, we're safe now. We've got a keeper that we know. He's been there. He's done it. Like we was talking about before, isn't it? Mexico's counter-attack is basically lit or on fire, whatever you guys call it, with the Flames. Obviously, I'm not watching the games. I haven't been able to watch the World Cup over the last couple of days because of what I've been doing, but Mexico could win 4-5-0 the way they are playing, says Michael. Peter says, think Lovren will be much better next season. Oh, let me get back there. With our new defensive midfield playing in front of him, his best games for Southampton was with this playing style. Yes, Peter. Yeah, I'm hoping that we see a better Lovren next year. A more consistent Lovren. I say that Lovren has shown that over the years that he's a quality centre-back on his day, but just not consistently, is he? He has them moments where everyone goes, oh, why have you done that? What are you doing? Or he has games where you go, this is the Lovren that we hate to see. But then you have moments where you watch him and you go, this is a Lovren that we love to see, that we know that he's got it in there, but you need to see it consistently. And I hope next season Lovren consistently performs. Van Dijk being next to him helps that. Like you say, the holding midfield that we got in there, Fabinho, hopefully that helps. We've been crying out for a quality holding midfielder in there. I think Naby Keita as well, being in midfield, he tracks back a lot and he's very good defensively, just as good as he is going forwards. He's a box-to-box beast. That will help, I believe, as well. Liverpool defend as a team as well as attack as a team, so I think you've got two midfielders coming in that will definitely help the defenders out. Robertson, from the beginning of the season now, we will have Robertson there as well. I think just as much Van Dijk coming into the team, Robertson changed us, because when you had Moreno at left back, that really didn't help, did it, us defensively? He left gaps in behind where he just went up top, and I don't know what he did. It was like he went for a 3-course meal sometimes and decided that he didn't have to come back and join in defensively. I really don't know, but I expect to see better from Lovren over the season next year. The big question next season is, with Kleiny coming back, Trent surely starts the season at right back. For me, anyway, I think with the way we like to attack, I think Trent gives us more going forwards. We know that Klein is solid defensively, but he's not as good as Trent going forwards, definitely. Trent gives us that ball into the box from a deeper position. Trent can cross the ball from like the halfway line. Salah started reading that. His movement in towards the middle of the box shows you every time Trent got on the ball down the right wing, Salah started moving in towards the penalty box. And I was like, you can see here that the other players trusted Trent as well. They knew that he had the ability to put the ball in. I felt with Klein too often, yes, he can get down the byline, but I felt like he would get down the right wing, stop on the ball and turn and pass it into someone like Jordan Henson or someone to look to cross it. But then if Henson or whatever had to drift over, that left space in for if the team countered against us. I think Trent makes us stronger. I really do. Klein's got a job on his hands. He spoke about it. He said he knows that Trent has done really, really well. He knows now that it's about proving that he's back and that he's better than ever. So that's going to be an interesting battle this year. See who wins that in Klopp's eyes, and see how good Klein comes back, because we know from injuries that players sometimes don't return as good as what they was. But I would like to see Klein come back even better. That would be lovely, because it would be like having a new signing, wouldn't it? A lot of you guys talking about, and Lallana should be sold. I said with the way Klopp speaks about him, and as spoke about him recently, I don't see him being sold. But if Lallana's fully fit, you've got a player there that before he got the injuries last year, the way he was playing, he was one of the first names on the team sheet. Helped a lot with the press and everything. The midfield, the way we could play, the rotation and stuff, we should be a lot stronger already, and that's without any other additions that come in this window. So I expect to see us stronger defensively next year. I expect to see changes happen, but the one position that we need, that we all can talk about forever on every live stream that we talk about, is no matter how good everyone else is, the goalkeeper, they can only help themselves. We spoke about Karius looked better towards the end of the season, and the amount of clean sheets we started keeping and stuff. And yes, the team defending better will help, but if you've got a goalkeeper there that saves in big occasions and big moments, helps you out as well, that will take us to the next step. Whereas in other areas on the pitch, I think we've already progressed by bringing in Fabinho and Naby Keita. I would like to see a top goalkeeper on top. And when you've got Brewster coming up the ranks, you know that he's not going to expect first team over Firmino. But I'm still really, really positive, guys. I've seen a lot of negativity around the club. And I think because it's a World Cup window, everyone's like, oh, we're crying out for transfer news and that because the window's open, but it's the World Cup. So we've got to remember a bit of patience, and hopefully we'll see the deals start flowing in. I don't believe that we're not going to see any more transfers. I really don't. Getting Gonny's broken, says Oz. Who are we talking about? The sales won't leave Newcastle this season, says Andre. I don't think he will either. I really don't think. Not this window at least. But if he's a target for Liverpool, I really like the thought of Lascelles joining Liverpool one day. He looks like he's got ability. Junior says, Dad's thoughts on James Maddison. Looks like a good player. Does look like a good player. I saw something, I don't know who it was linked with, but he's been linked with another club. Don't know whether it was today or yesterday. But yeah, he looks like a talented player that a lot of teams are after. So not someone that everyone will go, oh my God, Liverpool have signed James Maddison, I'm going to run and get him on my shirt. But no one did that over Robertson, and now look, everyone's like, Robertson is an animal. We all love Robertson. We all love a lot of the signings that Klopp did that everyone was like, I don't know why we signed him, waste of money. One of my favourite things about next year is not only seeing like Fabinho play, Keita play, but I'm really looking forward to Oxlade-Chamberlain getting back fit. I know we're not going to have him straight away, but I can't wait to see him get back, and I hope that he comes back strong. I hope that he carries on his progression, because we started to see him really start to pick up. If he can carry on like that, oh wow, what a midfield we will have just with what we've already added to it this window. Really, really enjoying the prospect of seeing Ox, Navigator, Fabinho, Genie. Even though you guys don't like Lallana, I think Lallana on his day, if he can stay fit, Henderson, James Milner with a rotation. I'm interested to see what Klopp does and how he works it out, what formation we will use, Bobby dropping deep, and I think the counter-attacking football next year is going to be fierce. I really do, because we've got two players that have been added that will make it quicker and more deadly. I think we'd be more sharp. I really do. Ian says, could use Trent as a winger if needed. Yes, I'll back that, Ian. I'll back that. A lot of people talking about Trent obviously moving into centre mid, but when I've spoke to a few people, they're saying keep him at right back. He could end up being one of the best right backs in the world. But it's very true that, with how good he is going forwards, you could always shift him up to the right winger spot, play Kleiny behind. If we need to rest Salah, you've got two strong defensively players on the right then, but also you've got Trent with his ability on the right as well. So it's a very good shout there, mate. Very, very good. June says Peru were so good, didn't deserve to lose. See, I've missed it all, guys. I missed it all. Like I say, apologies that I haven't been on the things, but I had something really personal that I had to take care of this weekend. Brewster is very, very quick, says Peter. Brewster's a big player for the future. I'm glad that Liverpool managed to tie this down. I really am. I would have been gutted if we would have lost him and he would have gone somewhere else, because I think his name will be one of them names that if he's given a game time, here come good. It looks like it'd be for Liverpool now, so it's a positive. Max says it will only make for a much more interesting World Cup though. That's one game. He's a kid. Jeez. Oh, I don't know. Trent was woeful as a centre midfield against Chelsea. Kept playing it out for a throw-in. Yeah, he doesn't play there a lot, does he? But I think the reason everyone's saying about him playing like midfield and that is because you see people are using comparisons like a young Stevie G. He has got the makings that he could play centre mid. He has. He's got the passing distribution. He's got that. He's got the legs. He can tackle as well. So as a box to box midfielder, he's got all the attributes. But Klopp said this about Ox when Ox come in. Klopp said, Ox wanted to come in and play midfield, but Klopp said this is a player that doesn't train that position. Didn't do it. So Klopp said, if you want to play in a position, then you have to learn it and you have to be there. So I don't know whether Trent wants to play in midfield, whether he wants to do that. But yeah, the fact that he played that, I wouldn't look too much into it, really, because he plays as a right back, doesn't he? And he trains as a right back all the time for Liverpool. So yeah, if he all of a sudden, if he wanted to change to midfield and started training week in, week out, then I would judge him maybe on that. But he's definitely got the right attributes to play midfield. He could do that. I think Trent could play a lot of positions on the pitch. He's very talented youngster. I'm glad we've got him. I'm happy we didn't go for Thomas Amar. He didn't really have a good season. Yeah, Louis. He definitely dipped. But was it because he wasn't happy where he was? Because we knew there was a lot of uncertainty about his future. He could come good, couldn't he? So, I don't know. I was never really one of these guys that was like, oh, Thomas Amar looks amazing. I never really bought into Thomas Amar in the first place. But I know a lot of people raved about him. But I think it was because I knew that Liverpool went in for Fekir, and then when we was told no, come back in another window, then we turned to Thomas Amar. So I knew about Fekir, and I was like, oh, Fekir, I liked the look of Fekir more than I did Thomas Lemar. So when you kind of already have your heart set on another player and you're looking at them and you're going, oh, he's really, really good, when you see someone else, it's like what we've got now with Fekir. We looked like we were so close to signing and we've been going through this, and now you look at other players and you're like, I don't want anyone else, I want Fekir. That was what happened with me over the Thomas Lemar in the first place. And that's why when you guys were going, oh, Daz, why are you not like excited about Thomas Lemar? And I was like, because I don't think that he was Liverpool's number one target. Anyway, that's where my head was at from the off with Thomas Lemar. Trent deserves a number change, 66, says Junior. Lemar, not a Klopp player, bad attitude, says Peter. Yeah, mate, I don't know whether it was true. Apparently Liverpool did inquire about Thomas Lemar, but they never went through with it. So don't know whether Klopp fully wanted him or not. But I said if Liverpool wanted Thomas Lemar, we could have had Thomas Lemar, but we never. I don't think we ever fully wanted him. I don't think he was the number one target. You know, your Van Dijks, your Naby Keitas, they were number one targets because Liverpool did everything to get them. But Thomas Lemar, he was on a platter basically for Liverpool, wasn't he? We could have got him. He would have come to Liverpool. And we never did it. We never got him. Fekir is 10 times the player Lemar is, says Andre. Hopefully we sign Fekir because, you know, it would be good, wouldn't it? Liam says Trent started his career as a midfielder right through the Liverpool setup. It was only under 23s that he moved to right back. But yeah, I'll keep him at right back, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people, Liam, say that they would now keep him at right back because he could become one of the best right backs in the world. Because let's face it, right backs, midfielders, there's a difference, isn't there, in how many really stand out on that. And he could really stand out at right back, but I think he could go on to be one of the best midfielders in the world. I think the world is his oyster. I really do. I think he's very talented. I look at him as a future Liverpool captain. He holds his own. He's still young. People point out some bad games that he's had, but he's still young, so he will have bad games, won't he? But yeah, very bright player, very bright future. Another one of those youngsters that obviously the pathway was given to him a bit earlier because of Nathaniel Klein's injuries, but hopefully the similar sort of thing happens with Brewster as well. Not over injuries. I don't want any injuries, but hopefully Brewster manages to prove his worth. And I would like to see Wilson. That happened with him as well. What's up, Dazza? Says G-Wee. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Just says Gomez should be converted to centre-back. Converted. It's his best position and he isn't good enough going forwards for right-back. Yeah. I have to say, Gomez has played left-back, right-back. Give him a try at centre-back. Like you say, he's not the best going forwards, is he? He can get up the pitch, but he's shown that he can put a ball in, but he's not as good as the likes of Trent. But yeah, I think I've said for ages I would like to see him given a chance at centre-back next to Van Dijk, see how he does. But maybe in pre-season. Maybe we'll see him playing pre-season as centre-back. It would be good, wouldn't it? Klopp speaks about him as a centre-back still. So that's good to know. Mark says Trent, good midfielder or a world-class right-back, says Mark. That's what a lot of people are saying, Mark. When I spoke to people are saying he could be either a good midfielder or a world-class right-back. That's what a lot of people have said to me. So Blackwell says Gomez would be a good centre-back. Right-back is too slow and sluggish, but better positioning is a must for him. I think if anything, playing at the right and left-back, you know, his position has been caught out a little bit. So yeah, we're playing as a centre-back. I think the position, we don't really know what his position is like as centre-back, do we? Because we haven't seen him a lot there. But yeah, I think as a centre-back, Gomez is a fast centre-back. But like you say, at the right or left-back or whatever, I don't know. I don't think he's the slowest player by any means. But yeah, you look at some of the left and right backs and wow, they are rapid. They are really, really fast. Don't forget as well, guys, if you can, leave a thumbs up for me. I never see in front of me how many thumbs I've got, but if you're watching it and you're enjoying the content, as always, if you don't mind leaving a thumbs up, it's muchly appreciated. Michael says, I will watch Brazil later and see how they play. I will then make up my mind on whether Brazil will win the World Cup. I always say, if they play Bobby, they will win the World Cup. Oh, well, I said they've got a better chance if they use Bobby, because with the players that they've got, if they utilise Bobby's, his attributes, we know, don't we, how good Bobby can be at linking up the other players around him. they've got the players around Bobby that could really damage teams. Jockey says right centre back in a back three with Gomez would be a good because he's played right back this season. Yeah. Jockey, it's something that I've discussed as well. I said that if we ever played with three at the back, Gomez could probably do that the right centre back at a three. Yes. Liam says, I also think William from Chelsea would be a great signing if the Fixtures deal don't come off. A few people are bringing up about William now, saying that we should go for him. I don't know whether there's anything there as it stands at the moment. I haven't really looked into it, but he's a good player, and it weakens one of our rivals as well, doesn't it? Anfield like says, I think it's good to play young centre back as full back, as it helps to develop them, like with Carragher. It definitely helps them learn the role of what's next to them, doesn't it? They will learn the role around them. It's a tactic that I think older managers used to use. They used to sometimes play a player out of their position. And I think Klopp's done it. I don't know who it was, or I don't know where I read it, but I read somewhere about Klopp playing Lewandowski in a different position, and he hated it. I think he dropped him to a midfielder or something for a whole year or somewhere along the lines. And I can't remember how true this was, but I remember reading it or someone told me. And yeah, he did it for about a year. And then he switched him back to a striker. And he didn't know why he'd done it. But then he realised that the amount that he learned playing in the other position, it actually really improved him, because he knew where that player would be, he knew what that player would be looking for, he knew the movements, all this. It really improved his game. So I thought that was fascinating. Whoever told me or wherever I read it, it was ages ago. But yeah, it's definitely an old tactic, I believe, that managers use sometimes, play a player out of his position so that they can learn other parts of games. Liam says, I read he wants out Chelsea and Champions League footy, and for 25 million, I'd take that all day, mate. Yeah, I would as well, Liam. I would. If all that's true for that price, definitely a quality player. Liverpool should be going in for him. YouTube says Timo Werner. I don't believe Timo Werner is on the cards at all. Definitely now with Rhian Brewster signing his professional contract at Liverpool. I said it before, we were linked with Timo Werner back, not this transfer window, maybe the one before. And I said that if Brewster, Klopp sees a future for Brewster and wants to bring him into the first team, and I said with that on the cards, I didn't see the likes of Werner or whatever being signed, or a striker in his transfer window. And now with this happening, that tells me that Klopp has kind of said we're not after a striker, because otherwise Brewster wouldn't have signed his contract. I don't believe anyway, but we'll have to wait and see anyway. But I don't think so. But I would take him. He's a quality player, but I don't think the striker is really where Liverpool are looking to strengthen at the moment now with all this latest stuff. Paqueta is not happening. No, Matthew. Apparently Dave Maddox says he thinks that's all nonsense, or he says that's all nonsense about him. Obviously the 20-year-old Brazilian, isn't he? That everyone keeps saying to me about. Right, guys, I'm going to get off anyway. I've been on for nearly an hour. Thank you for joining me. Go and enjoy the rest of your Father's Day if you're a dad, or spend it with your dads anyway. I've got a lot to still do. Like I say, the reason there wasn't any content really over this weekend for me is because I've had something really personal to me that I've had to deal with. All right. So yeah, but the content will flow as normal, hopefully. If there's much to talk about Liverpool related, if there's not a lot of updates around Liverpool or whatever, then there's no point in me doing our live streams and that. But if there's updates, I will do updates for you and that. But I just wanted to let you know that the reason I haven't been on social media a lot and things, it was a personal matter, all right? So apologies, but I had to do it. Cheers, enjoyed it. You're welcome, Mark, mate. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Like I say, enjoy the rest of your days. Hopefully you all have a good one anyway. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you for joining as always. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And if you're a Liverpool supporter and you enjoy keeping up to date with all the transfer rumours, gossip and done deals, plus talking about Liverpool with an amazing Liverpool family that we've got on this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tick that little bell notification. I've been on the bench, LFC. You've all been legends. I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Enjoy.